Great to meet all of you.
Hi, nice to meet
Great to
you.
meet you. Good morning.
Morning. So I'm in my early 50s, and I wish when I was growing up, I had a reality series that would represent Filipino culture, to see my fellow faces on the screen. What's it like for each of you to actually represent Filipino culture through your respective eyes and lives? That must mean a lot to each of you.
Mary, go ahead. You can start.
Well, it's very challenging actually because there's a lot of stereotypes and there's a lot of fears, there's a lot of beliefs that we have to prove and we have to show for them to relate with what's really happening, our reality as Filipino women facing the different cultures of our boyfriends or the foreigners.
What about you, Kayleen? What's it been like
Um,
for you?
Basically, it's really tough because why haven't we done it before? I understand your sentiments and maybe it's just the right timing. So, I mean, at least never better late than never, right? So, yeah, it's not, this show is also not about like trying to show a woke situation or, oh my God, it's just the women trying to be empowered. No, it's actually showing cultures of Filipinos as well, but trying to, open the space a little bit wider for the new audience and what is happening with women right now and the foreigners, of course, and just basically showing love. And it's all about education and hope and sisterhood. It's more important because a lot of people think that it's a reality show is going to be a catty situation, it's going to be competition, it's going to be like, like this stories or shows that has been brought out there to showcase, oh, who's gonna be the one on top, who's gonna be on the top of the food chain or the predator, and but it's about sisterhood at the end of the day and showcasing our stories of differences, but there's a lot of similarities, how we could navigate with our lives, how we could work together, how we could learn actually from one another, because me myself, I've learned a lot from Mary, and I love her and her devotion for love and how she's like trying to navigate life despite a lot of circumstances. Julia is like, when I met her, I said, oh my God, I met someone in the same, like who's who loves to talk, who loves to advocate for a lot of things. And Natalie, who's like one of the prime actresses in the Philippines. So it's a lot of different stories, but at the end of the day, it's intertwined stories of hope and love.
And Julia, for you sharing your life, you come from a very analytical background as well. How were you able to
True.
actually enter this world, and what have you learned from it in this fellow education from a lot of your fellow sisters here?
Okay, well, I am a lawyer, but I'm also just a girl. I'm also just a human being. And I came into this show really just to meet other people. I came in as I would when I meet any new person, getting to know them, giving them a chance to talk about themselves, to learn all about what makes them tick, who they are, what values are important to them, what problems they have. And I guess it's a bit of an occupational hazard. People always confide in me about their problems, always with some legal questions. And I guess what I learned throughout the show is, since so many people were asking me in different points in time about their various legal concerns, that it's really such a big issue in the Philippines. People really don't have access to lawyers. In the Philippines, there is one lawyer for every 2,500 Filipinos. That is way below the ideal amount, which is one lawyer to 250 people. So it's 10 times below that ratio, right? And we joined the show because we want to give a platform for our advocacy to make legal services accessible for people. So I don't know if you know, but my husband and I created a platform where people can schedule consultations online with lawyers. And it's so unique in the Philippines because in the US, you can advertise. In the Philippines, you cannot. In fact, I'm getting a lot of backlash from older lawyers who don't like that we're putting it online and making it kind of like accessible for everyone. And it's an industry that we're disrupting. It's a very brick and mortar, very traditional industry. But in the show, I realized that these concerns can come from all sorts of places, and it can be everything from family to copyright to criminal law. And I had all of those conversations actually just in one day on the first day of the show. So can you imagine if we were able to give people that access? There's so many Filipinos abroad as well, and they have so many far-reaching concerns, and they don't have access to lawyers in the Philippines. So that is just my nerd side. That's what I like to talk about, and I guess you'll see a lot of that on the show.
Marie, I have to be personal about this. I personally connect to Landon. I'm a homebody, and for years, all I appreciated was halo halo and lumpia. And but then now my palate has expanded, wondering if since that first episode, has Landon appreciated our beautiful Filipino cuisine since then, and how important is it for him to actually pick up our beautiful food?
Oh my God. It's so sad because I'm gonna be honest. He's so honest about what he likes. He actually loves sinigang na baka. And tinola. He started to love tinola because I need to eat tinola so that I could produce milk for our daughter.
The
Oh, by the way,
malunggay.
I gave birth already. And then the malunggay. Thank you. So he was forced to eat those. So he learned to love it, but others he doesn't eat adobo because he believes he told me that his dad said that when he eats adobo, his D will no will be smaller. So he's not gonna eat soy sauce. So
Yeah.
those were the things that I was shocked that these are beautiful foods and these are delicious that you should try. No, I'm gonna stick to what I believe, but he still tastes it sometime, but the pork, no, it's not a on the list anymore. But sometimes when it has a sauce, he eats it.
KEYLYN, I was just wondering about your life. What is it like sharing your life out there? And I think one of the things that might be really wonderful about your profession is you get to get the feedback from other people and they share their lives with you and they tell you how much your life inspires them to be bolder and come out there and actually, you know, live their life. What's that like been? It must be very overwhelming and gratifying for you. You know.
For me, I don't see it as overwhelming. I see it more as like, at least I'm doing my job purposefully. I don't see and I don't put myself in a way that, oh, I'm in a big position or I have a title. I should just continue just to speak and not, touch lives of people. Actually, that's why I joined pageantry and the as my as my launch pad of why I'm doing this. It's also the reason why I wanted to change the game, because I could just literally do what people are telling me to just stay in my lane and don't go beyond what's normal. But at the end of the day, I did that because I want people to see that there are no boundaries with dreams. There's no boundaries to you should become as a woman. There are no lanes, or there are no hindrances on lives and goals and how we should live ourselves, because as long as you're not trying to hurt someone or affect someone, then it should have been done. And this is my story, and it's a story of hope, education, and just letting people know that they could be themselves and achieve a better life from themselves, just by being authentically themselves.
And then I guess my last question is for you, Julia. What's it been like over the years just seeing more? This is AFAM, right? So what's it been like seeing foreigners move in? Obviously, the obvious choice is they either go to BGC immediately or Makati, and maybe they might stay in that bubble for a while. But what's it been like for you just seeing over the years just more people coming into the Philippines and living their lives there? So.
I think the Philippines has been underrated for so long. Foreigners would usually go to Thailand when they think of Asia. They'll go to Japan, Korea. But the Philippines is such a beautiful country. We're such a multicultural, diverse country, everything from food to language to values. And I think it's about time that people discover the Philippines. And, I hope this show puts us on the map and people get curious about us and want to
Yes.
travel here and get to know our people, because we are such an amazing people. Filipinos are so kind. They're one of the kindest people in the world, I would say. And we're so warm and hospitable and
Yes.
so welcoming to everybody who visits. So please, for all the people who are watching, if you haven't watched the show yet,
Download the app and
the app,
watch
yeah.
us.
It could
Don't
be your
forget to
teaser for the
subscribe.
Philippines.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have a season 2 where we travel around the Philippines. Should we do that?
I love that. Would be
Why
such a
not?
great
Why
idea.
not? Yes.
And last, very, very quick question, Marie. How do you actually manage your day with you being a mom and also being with content creator and everything you do? Do you have time to even relax or sleep? Especially you're doing an interview right now. How do you find time for yourself? So
Actually, right now I'm pumping. Can you believe that? But it's now that I have a daughter, it just gave me like more strength
Gave you
and more
more purpose.
it gave me a purpose, a new purpose to live, to go on, to be strong for them, and be just, you know, be strong for my
And to
first
inspire a
unit.
lot of women. She's inspiring
Yeah.
a lot of women. At the end of the
She's
day,
a
Thank
she's
you.
super mom.
showing how a
Thank
mom
you.
could balance everything. So it's very, very good and
Yeah.
interesting.
Grabe, nag-interview, nagpa-pump, may ginagawa.
Balance. You can see live right now. You can see live right now how she's trying to balance everything and still be present to all of you, even though
Thank
her
you.
circumstances, right?
I love the show. Definitely download the app. Thank you guys so much. Looking forward to a season 2, and you guys have a great weekend.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you
Nice
so
meeting
much,
you.
Greg.
It's a pleasure
Nice
meeting you.
meeting
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.